all we got to do is press it. So yeah, welcome everyone to the Southern Dog Podcast or Southern Dogman Podcast. I'm gonna get that correct. So this afternoon we have Tim Moore himself, North Georgia legend,
That's not true.
white dog runner, squirrel killing maniac. We just wanted to get on here a little bit, talk some squirrel dogs this afternoon. Uh, Kind of what's going on with our season. I mean, we open up. What is it? Thursday? That's the 15th, right?
Yep.
So just get on, hang out a little bit, kind of introduce ourselves just to test everything out. I'd like to try to start doing maybe one live a week if we could get enough people to get in and start commenting and hanging out and everything. So I think Robin, what's Robin's last name?
Loveless.
I think he is going to join us here soon if he can get everything figured out. Uh, haven't heard anything back on Facebook from him yet. We're trying. This is the first episode. We're trying to get the bugs worked out. We're all new to this, so. But Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your dogs that you're running and everything.
I'm Tim Moore. From North Georgia. I was lucky enough to have met Robin Loveless and Mark Holiday, and they hooked me up. Rosie, my white dog. Yeah. What is she? She's a tree and cur, bird dog in her. And she's also a lazy house dog. She's sleeping here on the couch right now.
Oh, she laying over on the couch,
Staring at me, wondering what the hell I'm doing right now.
you bragging on her just a little bit. You know, she's I like to refer as Rosie as a meat dog deluxe.
For sure.
So
Yeah, she doesn't discriminate at all.
no, she tree about anything, right?
Yeah, she about did last year. I think we about got everything there is to tree in Georgia.
Anything you miss?
Except a bear.
Yeah. Bears coming. Y'all are up there in bear country, so I'd imagine she just got to run across one.
Yeah, I hope not.
So,
yeah, I enjoy going with her, and hell, you've seen her.
I've seen her go. I really enjoy hunting with Rosie. You know, you've done awesome work with her. The way that she'll follow us along the trails when we're walking out, you don't even have to put a lead on her to get her out of the woods. You call her name, she's coming to you, and she is a hard tree dog for how small built she is too.
Yeah, she don't have the problem with her. She don't have a quit. It took me a while to realize that.
Yeah, come the end of season, she was skin and bone last year, from what I remember.
I took the fur off of her, but
Yeah.
she's recouped good. She's doing good. She's living her best life right now.
How many days do you think you spent in the woods with Rosie last year, from say the start of the season until the end? Which I know you've kind of worked with her, you know, during turkey season and stuff like that, but
Well, really,
throughout.
Rosie, I didn't do much anything with her. I just took her to the woods, and she was going.
Yeah.
Once we started hunting, every day,
Every day.
any day that the public land was open,
Mm-hmm.
we weren't allowed to be in there, we'd go hunt those days for sure.
Okay.
Once deer season was over, I hunted almost every day,
In the woods.
twice a day.
Did you keep number of about how many squirrels you think you might have shot out to or anything?
Oh, there's no way I could tell you.
A
bunch.
Yeah. I always seen was tailgate fools off your Facebook last year. It looked like every time you was going, you was about killing a limit.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah, that's what we enjoy, right? I know you're kind of like me. You love to shoot them out to the dogs. You like to see the dogs work, plus eating them. I mean, you're a killer.
Yeah, we have a couple of big stews every year.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of folks over there. Put all there. Good.
Yeah. Can't beat that. So are you mostly hunting public land around Georgia, or I know you travel out of state and everything a decent amount too, right?
Yeah, but during deer season, I'm only hunting public land.
Yeah.
At that time, they'll give the small game hunters a few days here, and I'm going to be in the woods on those.
Okay. You ever had any issues with any hunters yet?
With deer hunters?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. Just only issues I've had is Rosie go in the tree and cross the property line. Yeah, she can't read.
She don't know where the lines are, correct?
Somebody's come out. Hey, you can't be hunting over here. You know, lead her out of there. But no, I like to take her. She loves to go and find squirrels. So if we can go find 12 a day, I want to do it.
Now you treat a bobcat with her last year, did you not?
Did she treated bobcat? So that day, me and my buddy Freddie were hunting, and he's got her sister.
Mm-hmm.
I think her foot was hurt or something. We only took Rosie. We didn't take Liv. And I turned her loose, and she treated that bobcat. We knocked it out, and we were so excited. We went back to the truck, and we were taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
Right. And then turned her loose again, and she was just she kept wanting to stick close to me, and she just wasn't acting right. Well, I took her collar off of her, and thinking that maybe it's something to do. Maybe she didn't want to be toting that collar around no more. Well, as soon as I did that, she struck out of there. It sounded like, to me, I thought she saw a deer. She was running the trash. But she quit barking, come back about 2, 3 minutes later, had a squirrel in her mouth. She had caught it on the ground, brought
Mm-hmm.
brought it back to us. After that, we were like, all right, that's good.
Now is she a trashy running dog? Does she run trash or she?
If she sees a deer, she's gonna go investigate.
But
But
she's not going to trail it up and everything like that.
no, no, I don't think so. She did get after a couple of hogs. I didn't see the hogs, but Robin, who you said was going to jump in here, he was hunting with us, and I think he was down there with the dogs, and he saw the hogs, and she took off, man.
Now, what did she do with the hogs? Just run them, or
She ran. She was by herself running them. I think they were way out ahead of her.
she could never catch up to them or anything?
Oh no, out with me hollering and slowing her down, trying to correct her.
Now you've got her pretty much tone broke and everything like that, correct? Or is she more of a word of mouth dog? Like she actually listens to you and will come back from talking to her and stuff.
I want her to come back. I'll holler and I'll tone her, and she'll come back. But I can tone her, and she knows.
Does to come back.
Right?
Let's see. I'm trying everything I can to get Robin in here.
Yeah, Rosie treated that bobcat. She bait up a coyote some public land.
Now, how did that go? I never heard that story, and I know me and you talk about it every day.
She was on a tree, and then she shut up. And when I was coming in on her, I heard her barking a lot different than I'd ever heard her bark before. And she had that coyote backed up into a creek bank where it was undercut. Kind of like they got into that coon with you and I at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was backed up in there.
Oh wow.
Square it off with it.
Now, how'd that go with her? Did she actually go try to jump on it, or was she baying it kind of like a pig? Or
On her just to try to keep it there. She knows what I'm doing in the woods. She knows what that stick I carry does.
yeah,
Knock things down. So I don't know. She just held it there.
yeah.
Yeah. But once I took it out, she didn't really. She wasn't too sure about it. Still, she didn't like it.
Is that after you knocked it out and everything like that?
What's that?
Is that after you had shot it and everything like that?
Yeah, I killed it, and then she didn't. She still was not sure about that. So I think maybe it's some instinct in a dog
Mm-hmm.
that knows that thing ain't no good.
Well, that's the thing about Rosie, man. I haven't been doing this long. This is going to be my third season, uh, and I've been in the woods with some other dogs. But Rosie is probably the most gamiest dog that I've been around so far. Uh, just the craziness that she goes through the woods looking for squirrels. I mean, the coon. I watched her do that stuff with the coon, the the bobcat, now the coyote. Man, I mean, that is a gamey dog, and I love her for it.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, she's definitely not your competition dog.
Well, do you think that's on your part, or do you think that's just she's the deluxe pleasure dog that she is.
When I got her, I didn't care about a competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I don't. I just want to go kill squirrels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a fun dog to hunt. And
Oh yeah.
Mark Holliday told me one time. He said the best dog to hunt is the most pleasurable dog for you to hunt. Might be different for everybody else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That dog laying on the couch right there, that's my homegirl. She definitely it suits me in the woods. She knows what the deal is when we go.
Yeah. Now she about follows you around. I mean, I've seen pictures of you at concerts on the lake with her. I mean, you take her everywhere, don't you?
Yeah, I'll take her if I can. You know,
Yeah.
if she's got an opportunity, she'll go.
What do you think I guess the stigmatism of some of these guys, they'll allow a dog in their house, and then you got people like you take Rosie and all your dogs everywhere with you. You never. It seems like you never have an issue with them being in the house. So what do you think is the cause of that? From bringing one from the outside to make it a house dog to a house dog still being able to go out and fill tailgates and do everything you wanted to do.
Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I think like my buddy Freddie, who I referred to earlier, he's got Rosie's sister. She also lives inside, and I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be done. I knew it could be done. You know, so I just brought her in, tried it out, and she did really well. And I think that's kind of what she needed too. She never, I don't think she ever had that much attention before.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's spoiled now, but I think she's better off for it.
How
But
old is she coming into now?
5.
5. Okay. And you've never had no pups or anything like that with you, have you? Is
No,
that something you're possibly wanting to get into in the future? Is maybe crossing her over to get, I guess, more of a pleasure dog, a meat dog? Maybe looking for something on the competition side. I mean, if say you were going to breed Rosie, what would you be looking for? What would be the dogs you'd want to come out of the cross, basically?
I'd, I'd put something with some size in it.
Yeah, she is a small built dog.
I'd just try to throw some size and more winding. A dog that'll throw its nose up and hunt in the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, is there any kind of quirks or anything that you don't like about Rosie, or
Yeah.
is everything you like about her you love her?
Start. I love.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Um, the biggest thing, and it's my fault. 100%, it's my fault. When I first got her, I'd let her. She'd tree, and I'd be excited. We'd shoot them out, and then she started getting on holes. There'd be a raccoon in a hole, or there'd be a possum in a hole, and I'm so excited. I'm like, let's get it. So I'd let her get after it. And she'd get in there and she'd dig and bark and dig and bark and let her. This would go on 15, 20 minutes. Wearing herself out for one, instead of going to find squirrels, but creating that habit of if I smell something in a hole, I'm going to go get after it.
Now, is she still bad about that right now? No.
We fixed it. But it was on me. I never thought about it like that until it was actually a problem. And I
Yeah.
created
Okay. I understand that. Well, the correction. What was it? I mean, did you have to
uh,
bump her a little bit, or was it a spanking, or?
I would tone her.
Yeah.
I would know it's in the hole, like on a tree. If she knows what that means, if I say it's in a hole, so go find another.
Yeah.
That's it. That's in a hole. And she don't come, then she gets a little bump. We go up from there.
Okay.
I think it only took 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. It's crazy that the brains on some of these dogs. I've come from the coonhound side, and I've been around a bunch of coon dogs that are just dumb. They don't mind. They don't want to listen. They're hard headed. But getting over into the cur dogs, I've noticed if you just work with a cur dog a little bit, they're so much smarter, and it's like their brains function a lot quicker, I guess you could say, and they pick up on things more. Like, hey, if I don't want you to do that, you can correct them once or twice. They're going to quit doing it.
I don't think you can have as heavy of a hand on a curtain.
No, real timid.
Hound. Yeah, you can't. I know Rosie. If I get on her, it'll hurt her spirit a little bit.
Really.
Oh yeah, she'll sulk up. Get a hold of Robin?
Yeah, he said he installed the app. Did you have to install an app?
Yeah, sure.
God, my that makes no sense. I would say to try to send him that link, but you can't really do that because you're on your phone already.
I can jump out of here and send it to him.
Now you do that, you may not be able to get back in.
It's locked up.
Do what?
Got it locked up.
Yeah, I didn't have this issue earlier. I don't know why people's struggling to get in. Uh, I've invited him every way I could. I wish I could do it over my phone.
Why don't
That's
you
not.
tell everybody how you talked me into a third squirrel dog?
Oh, that ain't my story to tell. We started hunting some last year, uh, and I was begging to get a cur dog. I got into the competition side of things and was started hunting the UMCA and was wanting me to get a cur dog. Finally talked you into it, and we found you one. So let's get over there with Miss Okra. How's she doing right now?
She's good too. House broke. But first thing, brought her in. House broke. Bond with her. I took her to the woods a handful of times. She'll go find a squirrel. Definitely find a hot one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she's a hunting dog. We'll see.
At least she's getting out and doing a little something already, though.
We'll see what she.
So you could be like me, just have a puppy sitting up in the kennel, not knowing what it's going to turn into yet.
Well, I tell you what, I got a dog that can't hear nothing. I'm wondering that, but he's a stud. He looks good. He's got a good nose on him. I just ain't turned him loose yet.
And so tell everybody about him. Can't hear. Have to tell him about the collar work and everything on him. How you've been able to teach him and train him so far.
Yeah, worked early on with just hand signals, simple hand signals. I snap and point up, and he knows he better look at me. And if I do it again, he'll sit down. I can get him to lay down, and I can get him to stay. But the problem with that is that don't do you no good when a dog's hunting 200 yards out. He ain't looking at you. So once he got a little older, turn him loose out in the yard. Uh, I would tone him, but obviously that doesn't do anything to a deaf dog. So I'd vibrate him. That would bring him back now. So he recalls good on that. But I did
And you,
that as a pup. I would do that, and it would surprise him. Obviously, and he'd run back to me, and I'd give him a treat every time. And I did that for like 2 weeks, and now he just knows if he gets buzzed, time to come back.
so are you actually vibrating him or are you bumping him a little bit on like a low frequency?
He's only been shocked 2 times, and both times he earned it. But he came back both times. Also, he knows what comes after that if he doesn't. And he's scared of that. But not. I wouldn't say scared in a bad way. I don't mean to sound malicious or anything like that. He's just got enough sense about him. He don't want to feel that again.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets on back if you vibrate that collar.
Now is he following Rosie and the other dogs pretty good in the woods, or I mean, is he kind of out just doing his own thing, trying to figure it out himself?
Well, I haven't really taken him
You haven't got a chance yet.
because if I take 2 dogs, Rosie and Okra, I'm focusing on them, really focusing on Okra, and then I'm working with Rosie to go get on and find her squirrel if Okra's there or whatever. Not tree together. Well, I don't want to have to deal with the deaf dog also at that
Yeah.
time, especially shooting squirrels out.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the yard, turn him loose. Yeah, he's right there with him. You wouldn't know he was deaf when he's out there with the dogs.
Yeah.
Around.
Can you see my message? Yes, sir, we can. Adam, can you or Tim, can you see that? Can you see messages on here with us, or is it just me able to? Might just be me. I'm not entirely sure. So, well, tell us a little bit about Okra. I know you've had her 2 months now, if that. I know
Yeah,
you've been taking her to the woods a little bit.
yeah, she's a real small built mountain cur. And, like I said, she will. She knows what a squirrel is. She'll get after one, and
Mm-hmm.
I like the way she trees. She's tone broke as well. Just only thing right now, I haven't given her enough space. I would say let her go far enough, and I want to see what she'll really do once season comes in. Maybe these leaves get out here a little bit. Because once we turn her get gone, I definitely want to knock the squirrel out to her.
Yeah. Now, the season's coming in Thursday. Are you planning on maybe running her pretty hard with the leaves still on right now, or are you just going to kind of wait till that October or November stuff?
Yeah, I won't. I'm not going to hit it hard right now. It's too hot.
Yeah.
I won't be able to find the squirrel. I think I'm going to create more problems with the young dog by going out there and not knocking the squirrel out to him.
Yeah. I know how you are. You like to get that 12 gauge out there, and you'll sling every round you can to find that squirrel.
They're coming out. What hell? You let them swim across the river, Blake.
Well, I can't help that. He jumped out of the tree, buddy. 22 can only do so much.
We're hooting and hollering trying to get dogs back across the river, squirrels in between them. That was fun.
And the way that squirrel was on the edge of that riverbank, too, that's the crazy part. Right on that limb.
Yep.
Well, I mean, what's your plans for this season? I mean, you going to try to hit a couple more competitions? You still gonna travel state to state doing the pleasure dog stuff? What's your plans for this year, buddy?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do my pleasure hunting stuff, but sounds like I've been roped into tagging along these
Yes, sir.
mountain cur hunts.
Yes, sir. You gonna be riding shotgun with me? We going?
Yeah, we'll see what. I might just be hanging out. We'll see what Okra will turn into.
No, we gonna have it ready.
Cameraman. Cheers.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal with this. I mean, to grow this podcast, to be able to get some more guys on here to talk, and then also start filming a lot more of our hunts. I mean, I really want to grow the YouTube page with us hunting and covering some of the competition hunts and stuff like that. So,
Right.
Ben Cole commented for you, Tim. It said Tim hunted his first comp hunt at South Mountain Squirrel Club. I think he got the fever.
I did. I drove. I coon hunted Rosie that night before.
Now, was that in a competition hunt too, or just fun?
Just at the house.
Really?
But we're going to hunt squirrels in the morning. I drove up there. It's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Rosie just sleeping in the truck the whole time.
How'd that go?
Oh, we got waxed. But I learned a lot. She did great. I do well. I didn't know anything about the point system.
So it was more of a rules thing that I guess got you beat than the dog, correct?
Yeah, she was treating squirrels, but also a lot of it. I had never worked with her in a competition style on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Never leashed her up before that on a tree. I'd rush in there when she would tree. I wouldn't give her any time on the tree because I want to go knock that squirrel out before he gets gone.
Well, I know there was one time we was hunting together last year and she treed, and we're in these mountains and you Billy Goat, you was gone. And I was like, man, I can't keep up anymore. I'm just gonna have to stand back, and you was gone. Shooting before I was even halfway to the tree.
Yeah, I can't walk on flat ground. I've got a limp up these hills.
Yeah.
Pretty good at it.
Now, are you wanting to possibly take Rosie to any more comp hunts, or are you just kind of wanting to keep hunting her?
Or if I have a weekend or two, like I'd love to go up there to South Mountain again. I like those guys a lot. Ben, he's got good dogs. Everybody over there was really nice. It was a cool hunt.
Oh,
really.
Look, hey, Robin is here.
Hey, Robin.
There he is.
I don't know how I figured this out. You're talking about a man who grew up with a pencil and a piece of paper, not a computer.
Look, we're all struggling with this right now. It being the first one. It says we've been live for 3.5 hours. I don't know if that's the computer or I did something wrong. So
You must be running this thing off 440 instead of 220.
I have no idea, buddy. But it's nice to meet you, Robin, man.
Man, I finally got in here. I don't know how, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, from everything Tim's told me, you're the one that's kind of started all these white dogs, the whole craze, correct?
well, not really. It's you just have to listen to Ben Sheets' podcast and tell how it come about. Was kind of sounds crazy. What I thought I bought a stolen dog.
Yeah.
That's how it got started. So,
Now that's the one that you turned me on to the other day, wasn't it, Tim? The one that we listened to? Yes, sir. Yeah.
so have you listened to Ben's podcast?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was last week's when I listened to it.
Yeah. 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 He hunts leopard hounds, curs,
Mhm.
whatever they call them. Yeah.
So how long have you been running, I guess, this breed of dogs? I mean, it's
These dogs here. Well, Jackie's 7 years old. She's the first puppy I bought. She's out of the first litter that I got from Mark. So a little over 7 years now.
okay.
Yeah. Made the first outcross yesterday.
What'd
Ever.
you
Out of
breed that
3
to?
litters. Well, he's Hickory Nut Harry bred. His mother is Walker, Hickory Nut Harry Walker. And the daddy is Houston Garland Stinger, original mountain cur. Call him
Okay.
Stinger. He used to comp hunt him. Lives in Rutledge, Tennessee.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what are you looking to get out of that cross? A little more drive, a little more nose, or
Just I've not seen anything yet that no male dogs that I've hunted with that I'd even consider to breed her to, because she made a squirrel dog in less than 6 hours.
really?
Woods time. Yeah, we killed 8 squirrels with her.
How old
And
was she when you first took her?
well, what happened? Mark, long story. Mark got in the moving transition from Georgia to South Carolina. Okay. So he didn't have nowhere to keep her. Well, Cody Hammock, he's got one out of the first litter, the only male. He kept her for a while. So I picked her up. We always meet at LBL to land between the lakes. And I got her there. Mark asked me if I'd keep Bella. I said, sure, I don't care. So I brought her home. I kept her several months. So I'm thinking about just taking her out. She's probably 7, 8 months old. Well, I didn't know what she'd do. The dog never been in the woods. Well, took her and she treed in a den tree. I called Mark immediately. I said, I knew she's going to make, she treed a squirrel. It was in a den. So I may have took her one more time and she treed, but I don't remember. Anyway, me and him and Cody, what's that? Waynesville, Georgia. There's a big sign that says when you go into town, it says bird capital of the South or United States or something like that. It's got a big English pointer on it.
You know what he's
Well,
talking
that's
about,
where
Tim?
we were hunting on some. Tim, have you ever hunted that ground down there? It's about 100 miles from where Mark and Cody lived. There's a big nuclear plant there. I forget the name of it. Anyway, so Mark and Cody had went down there and hunted it and got in some squirrels. He said, that's where we're going to hunt. It's a good place to hunt. So we went down there and we hunted. I think it rained on us. Wasn't the best weather. But anyway, got in there. We had 2 dogs there. I had Liv then, one Freddie Scott. So Bella just took off. That puppy just took off. She's 11 months old. We heard her barking. I said, man. Cody said, I think she's treed. I said, she is treed. We went in there and we killed a squirrel. We killed 8 squirrels with her by herself. I let a few get away. I got a picture of it on my phone. She made squirrel dogs just like that. I mean, no woods time at all, hardly. So, it's just crazy how it worked out. But Mark said he got thinking she's made it faster woods time than any dog he's had. You know, 6 hours is nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, probably less than 6 hours, but that's what we figured.
Now
So we
all the other white dogs, they pretty fast starting dogs also, or
oh yeah, these smartest dogs I've ever seen.
yeah.
Yeah. Rosie now, the one Den's got. Let me tell you, I had Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought Cotton, the mother, well, he was a Cherokee Indian guy over in North Carolina on Cotton. They just couldn't handle it. I mean, you know, Cotton, she'll get on after 800 yards if you let her, you know. I just don't let her. But up here where I live, 800 yards is like 8 miles on flat ground.
Oh, we
Well,
understand that.
well, I that dog, Rosie wouldn't bark or nothing. She just sat down. I told Mark, I said, something's going on with this puppy. She's not made a peep. She sat on top of her doghouse and just watch out through my fields, deer come out the field, nothing. She would eat good, but bark. This went on 2 months. I was steaming by that time. I was ready to blow a head gasket. I said, she's barked herself out. She didn't even whine. One day, she went down there. I heard her bark. I was out there shocked and heard a strange dog bark. Well, it was Rosie. I never had Rosie. I didn't know what she sounded like, you know. Well, anyway, I eased her out one foggy morning. Well, she act weird like. She wouldn't hunt much. She'd watch up in the trees. That's where she'd been in two of them stupid training pens. And they instead of when the dog started treeing, they left her in there and she burned herself out. That's what she done. Okay. And we kind of figured it out. So they I seen three coons going up a tree. And I hissed her and she barked one time. I said, if you bark one time, I'm going to give you one of them cones. And she did. From then on, she started getting a little better. Then she's treeing squirrels. So that's really the only one that was behind because of that. That's
Because
a
of the
man
training
made
pins.
deal. You cannot leave a dog in a training pen
Right.
like that, a puppy right on and on. And couldn't find out she would be in two that we know of, maybe three.
Really?
These dogs don't need no. All you need to do is take them to the woods.
Yeah.
They train themselves. I've done it. I've trained on how many of them.
Right.
I've never seen dogs like this. Most of these original mountain curs I've had walk you in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so, one of the best original mountain curs, it's hard for me to believe, but I've seen Mona. She was over 2 years old before she treed.
I've heard a
His dog.
lot. I've had a lot of people say they're done with a cur by a year to a year and a half if it's not doing anything.
Well, they bred them so tight, in my opinion. They're so quirky. I've got two down here.
Mm-hmm.
Quirkiest things you ever seen. They're good dogs, but one of them will sit there. I figured this out. Penny will sit there and look up a tree, and the coon or possum or whatever be sitting there, bark a lick. Now, Rick, that's a different story. I'd have give anything. See, both dogs been spayed. The lady that gave them to me, she has all her dogs spayed. But she did breed Rick one time. She couldn't stay with that pup. She said, I had to sell it. He'd leave the country. It had, and I'm sure Rick was like that when she was younger. I'd have loved to breed Rick to Jack.
Oh yeah.
He's White Dog's daddy, you know, but it just didn't work out, you know. And you take parts out of a dog, you can't put them back. He's spayed, you know.
Now, a man named Ben Cole, he is in the comments, and Robin, he said that you hit the nail on the head talking about the mountain curs being bred too tight.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've had a bunch of them. I mean, I've tried them all. I've had every bloodline out there, including Stevens.
mm-hmm.
Now, I've never had a 100% Kimmer, but I've had Stevens and all the Bushers and all of them Streak. And I found out when I started mixing them Stevens and them Streak, I had something then. Had a little bit of quirks, but wasn't near as bad as the original mountain cur.
What would you say some quirks are? Like everybody's got different quirks. But what's
Well,
a few to name for yourself?
they act weird, like Penny down here. She won't bark. When she's treated. Sometimes she'll bark, sometimes she won't.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird stuff.
How
They
do you?
won't listen. They won't listen to you like these white dogs. They're just a totally different dog. I mean, from the ones I've had. They either got no drive and a lot of tree, or a lot of tree and no drive too.
Mm.
You know, uh, they're hard to train. The ones I've had. You know, I bought my first real good one. She had OMC BA papers on her, but when Bobby told me that, but I need squirrel dog. I wasn't worried about no papers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know what she had here. She come Rob Paget, I think that hog farmer up there in Illinois, actually, or Indiana. He had that line of dogs, and they were mixed up streak and who knows what else. You know, I really don't know, but they just do weird things. The ones I've had. Okay, here's a good example. You want to talk about something weird? I don't think I've ever mentioned. I know I've not said enough about this on podcast. I had a little streak bred mountain cur out of Jackson. She was bred so tight. Her daddy, let's see, how was it? Jackson was her grandpa and her daddy too. That's how tight bred she was. Had pretty bad underbite. You know, that's one. If you want to see some tight breeding, look at that underbite. You
So
know,
that comes from it being so close. It's basically a
that's
genetic
right.
mutation.
She was a great squirrel dog, but she killed herself.
Really?
It wasn't nothing for me to my ex-wife wake me up. Sheena's going into one of them fits. This dog go nuts. I mean, for no crazy reason, just go freak out. Well, I was working at a local gun store. She come down there and she had the weirdest expression on her face. She said, just like a family member died. Of course, we didn't have any kids. I guess the dogs was her family. She said, come out here. I got to tell you something. Oh, I know right then something's bad. I went out there and she said, I found Sheena dead this morning. I said, do what? I said, I fed him before I went come to work. What she done, she chewed a hole in the side of her doghouse, and the hole in the side of it, she couldn't get her mouth out. She smothered to death.
Mm.
But I killed a lot of squirrels, that little dog, but she would just do crazy. She'd go into fits. I'm talking about she's about as tight could get.
Well, I know. Talking about the mountain curs, like I said, I haven't been squirrel hunting long. This is going to be my third season this year coming up. But
Right.
I went through 6 dogs just before I found Scooby, one that I actually liked.
Yeah.
You know, ones that they'll go 500-600 yards, make a bunch of circles, never make a peep, to the ones that would hardly leave your feet. They just want to hang out around you.
Well, I bought a sight dog. He was a street bred dog, little brown dog. Guy lived out in Cookville, Tennessee. Oh, I've had a pile of them. He could tree them squirrels, but I hunted Virginia a lot, Tennessee, because I'm right on here in the line. I could be in Virginia 15 minutes, North Carolina in 20. Uh, so I hunted Virginia a lot, and he just have no. He depended on his eyes and ears, and he wasn't no hard tree dog. And well, I, I've just had so many problems with him, just crazy things like that. You know, I just couldn't get it all in one package.
Yep.
Well, when I seen Jackie start going, when I got that puppy, then Mark talked to me. He said, Lady was getting old, and Lady's like 10, and I coon hunted Lady all the time. She was half Stevens, half streak, or maybe 3/4 streak, quarter Stevens. She looked like full blooded Stevens with a stump tail. And she was getting old, and I'd always hunted Jackie by herself. I never did hunt these dogs with other dogs. And night I took her, never will forget, she's like 11 months old. She treed a coon, treed a possum, and bait a deer on the ground. From then on, she's been a nighttime dog. I mean, I just took her out 2 or 3 years after to see if she still would tree a squirrel, and she still will. Yeah.
They're all good. Like,
Yeah.
all the
You
way.
can train these dogs to do anything, can't you, Tim? I'm the smartest dogs I've ever seen.
Yes, you can. I mean, pretty much anything that a dog's capable of doing.
You about got me talked into getting one. I know we hunted several times together last year, man. I love everything about Rosie. I love her. I love the way she's built, the way she handles, the way she acts in the woods. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I think we almost got the kinks worked out. If I can keep her fed up through the season.
Yeah. Keep the weight on her.
She was burnt out by the end of the season last year, and that was my fault.
He hunted the wheels off of her. She had never been hunted that hard.
Toward the end of the season, man, she was skin and bones.
Yeah, but what did you tell me before I got that dog? You're going to have to take her to the woods. Well, or you already knew I was going to take her to the woods.
Oh, yeah. Well, I sent Bella down there with Tim.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was getting. He seen what Bella would do. Tim hunted Bella, I guess, a couple of months, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I got her. Yeah, there's like 2 months.
So did you hunt with my Bella female while Tim had her?
No, I didn't meet Tim. When did we meet? About November, December?
Close to the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
No, he didn't see Bella go. But she's good. Yeah, when he sent her down here, was it about 2 months?
Yeah, you had her about a couple of months. My truck messed up. I couldn't get down there. You know, you and your ex-girlfriend brought her up here, and we went coon hunting. Yeah. It's about 2 months. She looked like a swimmer, and she come back. I told Mark, I said, she's Jake now.
Yeah. She hunted them hills every day.
You're going to have to start feeding them dogs more, it sounds like, Tim. Keeping them
I'm on a good one.
Then she escaped on him. He called me freaking out.
The day coming back or taking her up there to Robin. I told him already, I said, I'm going to bring her up there to you. Don't worry about it. Your truck is messed up, whatever. Just take me hunting. And then I had to call him back about an hour later and said, man, this dog's done got loose on me. I don't have a collar on it. It's thunderstorming right now. I can't hear. I was freaking out.
You didn't tell me this story.
He called me. He called Mark. When you turned her loose, she thought she was going hunting. You know,
she went and treed somewhere.
You found her treed. I knew she'd be treed somewhere.
I didn't find her treed though. I just because it was storming and I just waited it out, and here she come about 5 minutes later, hauling ass.
Well, it probably heard that thunder and stuff, and it spooked her.
Yeah, spooked me too.
Yeah.
Figure I'll hunt this man's dog all season long, and then I lose it the last day.
Well, that'd be a bad story right there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I went through that once for 7 days. I lost a guy's walker. Well, I didn't lose him. Back then there wasn't no tracking systems or anything. You just had to go and they had a lake was down, and opening day of gun season, I found him. A deer hunter found him.
Oh yeah.
He'd been gone for 7 days. I said, from then on, I'll never hunt somebody else's dog if it's, not mine.
Yeah. See, when I got this cur dog I had now, the guy let me hunt him on a trial, and like y'all, I was nervous. I was scared to death something happened to him, get him on some of this public land, somebody might shoot him or something like that. It terrified me.
It's a lot different. Your dog, I know that feels a lot better because every time I turn Bella loose, it'd be on my mind. I hope she comes back.
Oh yeah.
So who did you get your cur dog from?
I got mine from Jack Blackwell up in Ellijay, Georgia.
I heard that name before, but I bought my first tracking equipment. I was telling Tim from the guy that owned Hard Knock 'em Mike. which Bobby Taylor hooked me up with him. It was a quick track 1000. Back then, that was the Cadillac,
Mm-hmm.
You could track 1,000 callers. And he lived in Dothan, Alabama. I can't remember he's had a hunt store down there.
I'm
And
not
I used to
entirely
call
sure.
him. I hadn't talked to him in a long time, but he's one that had tree knock him out.
Yeah, see, when I got Scoob, he hadn't been hunted much. I mean, it took me, I think, 3 hunts before I shot one out to him. But on
Yeah.
that third hunt, he ran in there and treed me. I think I killed 7 that morning, and I called the guy. And I was like, I'll take him, and I hunted the wheels off of him ever since.
So how old was he when you bought him?
15 months, I'd say.
So he was started good, huh?
Yeah. So the man that originally raised him, he swears up and down that he shot probably about 20 coons to him.
Have you tried him at night?
I've took him one time and he's treated a possum, but other than that, I ain't took him again.
Yeah.
Just trying to make him the best squirrel dog I can right now.
Right. How long you had him?
I've had him since late November of last year. So,
Right.
I mean, I got to hunt him.
You've not had him a long time, then, have you?
No, I hunted him about 3 months real hard and hunted him some during turkey season. So, but he's kind of been laid up this summer. We haven't done much because the heat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. This heat kill a dog.
yeah. I let him out last week to run on a little piece of property beside the house, and he ran in there, acted like he was wanting a tree, but I had to make him tree it just to get him. It's like he didn't want to.
Yeah.
So
The guy that's got the male I bred Bella to yesterday, he's trying to get Jamie Erickson's who it is. He's got Walker dogs. He's trying to get one ready for the tournament of champions.
okay.
Jamie said, I ain't even been to bed yet. He said, guess what time I went hunting this morning? He goes late up in the morning, like 1 or 2 o'clock. He'll hunt the daylight.
I figure that's when things moving real good right now, right?
Well, and that's the humidity's dropped up here, and it's hot in them woods. Them leaves give off so much humidity,
Mm-hmm.
That's when he tries to get one ready. Yeah. But he told me yesterday he bought him I made him get it out. He's building a training pen. He said one of these puppy I'm getting out of these two. He's tore up about this puppy. He bought what's those gas operated, drives them T-posts in the ground.
Oh yeah, like the big thumpers.
He's going to build a big training pen. I said, well, when that puppy starts treeing, you make sure you snatch him out.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, I will. He's got enough sense to know what to do. Them training pens is great, but as quick as they start treeing, get them out.
So what do you think it is that ruins them? You think it's just people leaving them in there?
They get burned out. Yeah, they leave them in there. They feed them in there. They just, if it was me and I was running a training pen, I wouldn't leave one in there all night. Some of them leave them in there, feed them in there, and till they hear them start treeing, then they'll get them out. But if it was me, but it's not me, some of them guys, ask a good bit to keep a dog in them training pens. I'll tell you, the first one I ever seen was in Kentucky. I had to go up there and pick up a puppy, cur puppy, at this guy's house. I forget what his name. He used to come to Jamestown. He had a real good dog competition hunting. And I forget what the dog's name is. He had a toothache. His mouth swelled up. He was showing me his training pen. He had a thing like a seesaw. That squirrel would run up there, and he had a little bell on him. When that squirrel went up that like a seesaw and went down, it rung that bell. And one of them dogs would hear that bell, and they know that squirrel's on their feet, and they come up there and start treeing. That's okay if you just want, sight dogs. I want them squirrels treed that they ain't seen or ain't been on the ground. Yeah. That's what these white dogs can do, especially Cotton. She's unbelievable treeing layups. It's just, Tim's not got to hunt with Cotton. She was in season.
Yep.
That's the way it goes. She's been in 3 times, me trying to get Bella in. Me and Jamie made the last time. That's when I decided, right there's the dog I need to breed Bella to. Cotton has been in heat 3 times, and Bella's just now come in, and they've been right side by side. At one
Hmm.
time, Elsa, I had two. She was between two dogs, her mom and her sister, in heat. Still wouldn't come in. Told Mark, I said, I'll give up. I said, she'll come in November. I'll see if I can get her bred. You and Kinley's gonna have to. I'll bring her down there and leave her. Y'all gonna have to do it because it's gonna be cold up here. Cause she'd have pups up in January. It's cold up here in January, you know.
Now, what is it
But
you said you just bred to? Is a half?
he's if you look up Houston Garland on Facebook, you'll see his Stinger dog. That's the daddy.
Okay.
And they had a Walker female, a Hickory Nut Harry Walker female. Jamie said they've made that cross 3 times to Stinger that Walker female, and they've all made real dogs.
There you go. Now, how? I guess the hunting's pretty steep up there around where you're at, isn't it?
Yeah, if it was flat, it'd be big as Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
It's steep. Well, Tim's been up here. He said down there where he lives is just about like this. So, yeah,
It's like the steep parts over there where we're at.
Oh yeah. So we'd probably used to it.
Well, LBL, when we go to LBL, they steep places up there, but once you get to the top of LBL, it flattens off.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, it's just like a hog's back. It just drops off the other side, you know.
That's one place I've wanted to get up and go to is LBL. I've heard amazing things that it's just covered up.
Well, it's hit or miss up there, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, I seen people posting about it this year, and it seems like everybody was killing squirrels up there this year or this past season.
Well, you had to find. We didn't do that good. We didn't find no nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get up there when the acorns hit, and they don't hit everywhere in there. They're spotty.
Did you go, Robin? Here before?
Yeah, me and Mark and Cody went. Freddie, yeah. Okay. That's when that Walker Hound got on that. I think that's when that Walker Hound got on that pig. Maybe me and Alan went. Maybe Mark. I don't remember. I know I went.
Yeah.
I think me and Alan went. Just me and Alan went. We killed 10 or 12, not many.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan is who I got Rosie from after Robin had her.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got into competition hunting squirrel dogs. He's hunting NSD hunts. He's got a truck ticket, he said. In North Carolina, he's hunting a full-blooded Walker Hound. So a lot of them guys do that, you know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I picture a hound or Walker dog. I always think of a coon dog. I can't get it out of my head. I know
they get circle points.
Yep.
You know, a hound's gonna stay there.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, I've not seen the dog, but he says he's a good squirrel dog. He sits down, he don't move, and that's what you got to have, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's one issue I've had with my dog is the few competition hunts I've took him in. I'll tree him in and he'll stay on the tree, but if another big high-powered dog opens up, I have had him leave my tree before. That's about the most aggravating thing I have.
These dogs here, they'll pull too, and I've let them do it. You know,
yep.
I see when I started hunting dogs was hounds. There wasn't no cur dogs. All dogs packed.
Yep.
You know, that's just what we all hunted together, and we hunted we'd sell the furs, or they would. I'd help them skin them, whatever. I'd give them what I caught, and you know, we just more or less pleasure hunted. We didn't care. We just went to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But now they want them in them hound hunts. They couldn't have one of them big hound hunts up here. They'd be in the nursing home. All that working they'd do. Because one would be over here at this lake. We got lakes all around, but you got to go through the mountain. They'd be dead. Time would run out. 2 days would run out. You know, you can't hunt a hunt up here like that. Now, they are going to have, Jamie told me yesterday, he's hoping to guide in Rogersville, Tennessee. It's a little bit flatter down there. It's about 35, 40 miles from here.
Well, Tim's helping me host 3 UMCA hunts this year, right?
Hosting what now?
3 United Mountain Cur Association hunts.
Okay.
Yep, Tim's gonna help me do those, and I've been telling all them Mississippi boys, better get your hiking boots on, boys. It ain't flat ground up here.
You ever hunted Mississippi?
Yes, sir. I haven't been fun hunting, but I hunted down around Duck Hill, Mississippi, with some boys this summer.
My ex-wife from South Mississippi, Natchez, right on the Louisiana line.
Hmm.
I took a puppy down there one time and I had her fully trained in 3 days. That's
So
how many
much.
squirrels is down there.
Everybody that says once the leaves finally get off at Mississippi's some great hunting.
You ain't never seen nothing like this in your life.
Yep.
I ain't never been nowhere like that. See, every tree down there has got 10 vines going. These vines going up out of the ground. I'll bet you in 5 or 6 years what time I hunted down there. After deer season's over, I called my ex-father-in-law and he had 800 acres right, the Natchez Trace run right through the middle of his property. Well, I thought I'd died and gone to squirrel heaven. When the dog could tree down there, you shake a vine, they may be 8 or 10 squirrels run out.
Boy,
Hey, I'm
wishes like
telling
that
you,
here.
it sounded like a dove shoot. But you would never tree in a den because there was so many vines in them trees. You just shook them vines. They call them cat squirrels down there. But they're a gray squirrel, but they're just a little bit smaller than their regular grays. Man, them dudes are fast though. Son, you talk about training a puppy. Tell you what we done. Buddy of mine down there, he's got squirrel dogs. He's got that cause bloodline. They call him Bullet. Uh, Bullet had a little old dog. She was a Robert Kimmer crossed in a hybrid. You ever heard of a hybrid?
No,
It's
sir.
it's a Feist and a Kimmer Cur cross. They're buttermilk looking color. About the same color as a Kimmer, on smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that dog run on 3 legs. You talk about a squirrel dog. Well, he come over at my father-in-law's. We'd made it up. His nearest neighbor was 3 miles, so you talk about a paradise. Uh, every time I pulled the trigger on my Benelli shotgun, I could see the roof of his house that evening because it'd rain a shower and we'd run the barn or run somewhere. Well, that's perfect squirrel hunt. Every time I shot or he shot or whoever shot, I could look down and see the top of his house. We killed 36 squirrels walking around his yard. I
Man,
got
which is like
pictures.
that here.
Oh, yeah. You could take a puppy, man. Oh, one of these white dogs down there go crazy.
Yeah.
But them vines is what holds them squirrels. See, we don't have no vines here.
Mm-mm.
It's all big hardwood timber. And when the leaves come off, LBL same way. When the leaves are completely off, man, they go straight to a hole.
Yep.
That's the only protection they got from these hawks and stuff.
Yeah,
Owls,
me and Tim noticed that last year. There was one tree Scooby was trying to tree, and he'd mess with it. I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. He finally pulled up and started treeing, and sure enough, it was just a nest. He had treed a layup in a nest that's kind of hanging low, and I shot up into it. Squirrel come right out. But
oh yeah,
I agree with the vines. We hunt Dawson Forest over here, and we've hunted some bottom ground, but even the bottom ground around the river, you ain't got a lot of vines. It's small undergrowth stuff. But
yeah.
now we got into them pretty good one day when we found some thick undergrowth. We kind of got out of the hardwoods, but I agree with you. Once the leaves are off down here, and it hits January, February,
Yeah.
a dog pulls up. It's in a hole.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. LBL, they got them holes chalked up there, son. All you see is a tail going in.
Yeah.
That's where Alan Bear went first seen Cotton lay up a squirrel. I said, Alan, you fix to see something. He didn't have Rosie or nothing. Then I had her. I don't think I had her at LBL. I did. Just had 2 dogs. I had Cotton and Elsa out. Well, I know Cotton she don't hunt with her head on the ground. She hunts with her head in the air. She started, making big circles. Kind of reminds you of a bird dog. I said, she fixed to a squirrel. You think so? I said, she's fixing to lay it up. She did. I said, you see that hole right there in that tree? I said, there's a squirrel in that hole. You think so? I said, get ready to kill it. I'm fixing to show you. I shot in that hole and he killed it, run out the other side. He said, I've never seen that before. I said, you ain't never hunted a dog like this because I've had a lot more dogs than you ever thought about having. I said, this is the first dog I've ever had seen to do this. I seen Cotton do it in Georgia. Mark got her out of the truck first time I was in the woods with her. She winded a squirrel right out of the truck and she was screaming. He cut her loose. Well, she started treeing squirrels, but she wouldn't be up on the tree. That's what confuses people. It's because she's laying them up. You be look around there in a minute, you'll find that squirrel laid up.
Mm-hmm. Very
She's
top of the
letting, you know,
tree, sitting in the sun.
yep. Or sitting in the fork. It'd be a squirrel. You know, there's several of us there walking around, and somebody'd see a foot move or see bark move, you know. A windy day, about 5, 6 mile an hour wind. Oh, Cotton, man, she shines in.
Yeah.
She can get that wind, you know.
Now, do you have all those puppies spoken for already?
Well, you can't count your chickens before they're hatched. Well, 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
We're going to see what's going to happen. Because I owe Mark, him and Jamie, said, I want you and Jamie here the same day. Jamie's got the daddy. Because he's dying for one. He's hunted with Cotton and he's hunted with Bella. Uh, and I know what his dog is to go get. I'm telling you, he's one of the best male dogs I've ever been with. And I've had some good ones and been with some good ones. This dog's just like 2.5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was a miracle he got the dog. The boy broke his foot or leg or something, and he needed some money. That's the only reason he got that dog. But because Jamie had another squirrel dog, it had some bird dog in it. But he would tree squirrels, but it ain't the caliber of dog he's got here. This dude is a get gone quick squirrel dog. I mean, and he's laying them up too. So, well, if he needs to. But that's, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, I mean, I put you down if you kind of interested. One, if I have enough puppies, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, she's never been bred. He's never. Well, let me tell you something. She bit me yesterday.
Really?
Yes, she did.
Hey,
she did. She was afraid, and I was holding her head, and they was working on him. See, he'd never been bred either. Once it happened, boy, she's ill as a hornet. Jamie's wife said, "You'd be ill too." she didn't bust a hide on me, but she bit me. I told her, I said, I sat down there beside her and petted her. I said, it's Jamie's fault. It don't blame me. I blamed it on Jamie. But anyway, I'm anxious to see what they're going to do, you know, because this first outcross out of 3 litters of them dogs that have been made, you know.
Well, I know everybody speaks highly of them. I mean, since I've got into it, I hear your name floating around always, and got with Tim, and it's just everybody talks about
them. Yeah, well, you know, they got a little bit of Walker Hound. Jason Carey had him. He was a squirrel dog. He squirrel hunted. He put him in some comp huts in South Carolina once, a few hunts, and they took that dog and bred it to a German short hair, part German short hairs or something, and then Cotton is out of Alva Feist in the Kurt, so she's half Kurt and half Feist. She don't show much Feist because everybody kept asking me, said, "Have you ever hunted that dog competition?" I said, "No, don't like it." Well, they kept on. Well, Alan wanted to hunt it. So they had a UKC hunt up in Kentucky, right outside LBL. So me and him went up there, and Cotton wasn't a hunt. They wasn't a whole, maybe 8 or 10, 12 dogs hunted in it, but them little dogs couldn't. I mean, they ain't got the nose she's got. I mean, there's difference in dog noses. I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. And
And
them
some
boys helped me find them squirrels and everything, you know. And but that's just the way it is, you know.
some people just can't compete.
Well, some people can't get beat either.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I mean, hey, I didn't do it. The dog did. You know. Yeah, the guy running the hunt called her a poodle. Well, I let that go. Alan got her out of the truck walking around, and we was getting ready for the second round. You know how you have to sit around, shoot the bull. They had a little old bench show, and I didn't mess with that. She was the only white dog there. She kind of looked like a turd in a punch bowl, I guess. Well, he said, "Huh, looks like somebody's got a poodle out there." I looked up at him. I said, "Yeah, that's my poodle." That's all I said. I wished I'd have drawed his dog out. She'd have schooled him up too. But that Chad Wagner's who it was. But I told him, I shook his hand. They gave me that little old plaque. I said, she wasn't even tuned up. I had her out 2 times. That's all she'd been, and that was in September. She'd been, I shot maybe 1 or 2 squirrels out there, what I could find the leaves on. Cotton hadn't even, she wasn't even in shape. I'd like to have her in good shape up there.
Would probably put a blistering on them.
Well, she had already done that, you know. I mean, but when you cut her loose, she's running around with her head in the air, trying to get seen of a squirrel in a tree, not on the ground, you know. And that's what she puts in them puppies, you know. So Mark told me this. He said his neighbor had squirrels out there in his yard when Cotton was 4 months old. I think she treated her first wild squirrel, but before that, he'd pull in there at his house when he lived in Georgia. He'd go out there and chase them squirrels off. Some of them run up a tree. He'd go down there and turn Cotton loose as a puppy. And she'd treat them squirrels. A scent, you know, at 3.5, 4 months old, whatever.
That's just all good brains, good instinct.
Her sister was just like that too. He had both of them. And a guy he knew needed a squirrel dog. He tried and tried squirrel dogs out, and Mark just more or less gave him the puppy. He's having some hard times. And I think he lost his wife. It's a mess. But anyway, Mark felt sorry for him, gave him Cotton's sister. And he said, by far, that's the best dog I've ever been in the woods with. And he wouldn't take $1 million for her now, but he had her spayed. Golly, these guys killed me spading these dogs. I mean, when you spay, if a dog makes it, now if the dog has got health problems, I can see that. We know a guy over here in Carolina. If he knew I bred Bella yesterday, he'd done been calling me 20 times. But he's got one. He's had 2 of them. He killed the first and run over it. She was deaf. That was out of the first litter. We didn't even know she's deaf. She trees squirrels, she's deaf. He smashed her with a car, backed over. Well, he was in trouble. That was his wife's dog. That dog was in his wedding. Oh, he's in the hot seat. Mark found him, one of them puppies in Ohio, and he flew up there, run over a deer, totaled his truck. But he got that puppy home, son. His butt was in a sling. But he had her spayed. Man, when you get them spayed, you know. It's like these 2 right here, they're spayed, which that one need to be spayed. But Rick didn't. I'd give anything. Rick's got that 5th gear in her. But is what it is. All you can get out of them is what you can get out of them, because you can't go no farther.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, Tim's got one sitting down there that needs bread.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to have to breed Rosie, see what happens, you know.
Yep. We will.
See, Cody Hammock bred Ozzy. His daddy Cody's daddy got dementia and passed away, and he had a real good. He got that dog off. Mark said off them boys in North Georgia. They competition hunts? These couple of them boys. Do you know who they are, Tim? Their names?
No, sir, I don't.
I know it, but I could see him face. But anyway, she was their bloodline. I think it's kind of streak and busher mixed, whatever.
Okay.
But she's a real good dog. But he was so sick, Mike was. He got dementia, and they found him out in the woods. It just got pitiful. And when he passed, Cody brought the dog home, and he bred her to Ozzy. She lost every one of the pups. She laid on them or what.
Hmm.
So that is actually going to be the first outcross. But lost every one of them. And I kind of felt sorry for Cody. I said, I'm going to try to get you a puppy, Cody. So that's when I bred Cotton last year, and he come and got his puppy. He gave it to his daughter, but
Now, how's those puppies doing?
Well, I've got two of them out here.
The same litter girls out of us.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Tim's got one.
Okay.
Yeah. I hadn't even had them out because our season will come in for 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, one's after a ground squirrel down here. It's driving her crazy. That female, she's got a white eye. We can't figure out how she got that.
She blind
blue
in it?
eye, white eye, or whatever. She could see all of it, but first one of them puppies ever born like that. I don't know. Hey, when you take mixed up dogs,
don't know what you're gonna get.
Well, but I'll bet you one thing: you're gonna have a meat dog. I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah. I ain't never seen one that's that gamey in the woods. I mean, I love hunting with Rosie. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all like that.
Yeah. Every one of them's like that.
I'll have to send you a video of, I told that on Ben Sheets' podcast, of me taking Elsa, 11 months old, to a plot sectional field trial, plot days, them bear dogs,
Yep.
They've got an open event, treeing contest. That guy's got a big old coon. And I said, I may she's strong barker. I mean, she's hard. I took her down there. And, well, you heard what happened on the podcast, and God asked me what kind of dog that was. I told him it's albino stump tail plot.
Yeah.
But nothing could compete with her barking. I mean, she's a barker.
How many dogs do you have on hand right now, like in your kennel and everything? Sounds like you got
the white
several.
The white ones, I've got 6 of them.
Okay, and then you got two curtains?
Original mountain curtains.
Okay.
I just couldn't hunt.
Now you, you able to get out into the woods a lot and everything like that, or?
Do what?
Or do you actually hunt a lot, or is it just?
Well, I hunt when I find a place. They built so many houses around here. I patch on.
Okay.
And I do pest control, and there's coons everywhere. There's more coons in city limits in Arna County now.
Mm-hmm.
But finding places to hunt. If you can find 5 acres of woods, it'd be full of coons. We've got really probably too many coons, but a lot of these guys like Jamie now, he won't shoot a coon now. Competition hunts and walkers, they won't shoot them out.
See, I feel like
he won't hardly shoot one out that squirrel dog, a squirrel.
Oh, I'm shooting them squirrels.
Oh, Robin will sling with it.
Oh yeah, I love guns and I aim to shoot them.
They taste too good to leave up there.
Yeah, well, I give them to people. I don't really like the taste of them. I've tried them, but
yeah,
I'm not crazy. I give a guy the coons too. I don't let the coyotes eat the coons. I've got a guy that he fixed one time for Thanksgiving.
No, Lord.
He tickles me to death, and I bring him a big fat coon.
Y'all's
coon season open year round in Georgia.
Yeah, have a coon season anymore. Just kill them.
No, public is closed, but private you can kill them year round.
Right.
Yeah.
If you got some good private land, you can hunt year round. But I think our actual coon season for publics the 15th as well. So this upcoming
Yeah.
Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, is when you
Right.
can start killing them on public. So
Huh. Well, I didn't know if it was open year round on public and private down there. I didn't know how that worked.
yeah,
You know, Arkansas's been open for several years, year round.
I want to get up there and go hunt the White River Refuge. That's where I'd like to try to
Yeah.
go this year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Steve Fielder says most time they drive to the tree down there. Of course, he's an old plot guy.
Hmm.
They got them side by sides. That's coon zoo's what I've heard down there.
I've heard it's heavy coons, heavy squirrels, and nice flat, easy walking. We duck hunted out there a couple times, and if you've seen a hill, it looked like a mountain to everybody else.
So let me ask you something. I've never been there. It's just open sometime, a certain time because it is a refuge. Uh, what's the nearest town around there that I've never
We
hunted Arkansas?
we used to stay when we duck hunted it on the White River. We stayed in DeWitt, Arkansas.
I've heard
And
of that. I've been through Arkansas several
yep,
times going out west turkey hunting.
yeah. So
Uh,
and that wildlife refuge, it spans way up through the state. I mean, I can't tell you how many thousands of acres it is, but around DeWitt, you got the refuge, and we had a small camp we used to stay at. It was 5 minute drive to the refuge.
so how far is that from the Mississippi River? Is it North Arkansas, Central, South? Where is this place?
I think it's more central, like around Stuttgart and all that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
see me and Adam's gonna ride up to a hunt, and not Adam, Tim. Damn, sorry, Tim. We're gonna ride up to where's it at? Hazen, Arkansas, and it's gonna be right across the Mississippi River. That's gonna be in
I've
October.
heard of Hazen. I've heard them guys on the podcast talk
Yep,
about it.
yep,
Jeremy Garner and them.
yep. That's where we're gonna go. That's where
And
we're
that
going.
other guy runs that hunting dog public.
Yep,
I think he lives near there, maybe.
yep. I know Jeremy Garner. He's right there around that area for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
He's got Kimmer dogs.
yeah,
He's
they
got a
some.
training pen. He'll hunt a hound too.
Yep, yep.
He's got all them big farms. He hunts,
Mm,
works on them farmers' vehicles, and
yep.
got permission. And it sounds to me like a coon zoo down there. They just so many. They got to shoot so many of them.
Hmm.
Them coons. They get that thick. They'll get diseased.
Yep. I mean,
But
the best day I had Georgia squirrel hunting this year. It was down South Georgia on some WMA. I think we killed 11 between three of us. I mean, I've not killed a limit yet to a dog. I don't know if it's because we're so hilly and I hunt public land or what it is.
how far y'all live apart from Tim there?
What are we? 45 minutes to an hour.
Hour, yeah.
So
About 35 miles, something like
yeah,
that.
that public land we hunt, we meet in the middle. It takes us both 25, 30 minutes to get there.
So have you hunted with Freddie's dog any? Liv?
Mm-mm.
You hunted with Freddie.
No,
Liv blew her mouth out. She's doing a lot better. I mean, I was impressed with Liv. When I went, where was that we hunted at down there, Tim? At Georgia, at your buddy's camp.
yeah, Eatonton or
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's right on the line, like
Elbert?
Elberton, Georgia, right across the line there.
Elbert.
Yeah. Liv, she was the biggest female. Her and Rosie, all the three litters. My little female down here, Tim, the one's got the white eye. She ain't big as a minute.
Really?
And the one I let Alan have, that had the two big brown circles around her eyes, like that Petey on
Yeah.
Little Rascals. They went from brown to black.
That changed?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's funny because my male, he's starting to get more brown ticking on him. He had the white.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, now he's getting some brown ticking all over him.
Don't they look just like a Dalmatian, speckled up and they're wet?
The
You'll
hound.
see ticks on there everywhere when you get them wet.
Oh yeah. So you remember when he was a pup though? I think you called him Frosty. He was completely white.
Yeah.
But now, if you've seen him, he looks like a dang bird dog.
They change, man. You ought to see this brood I got down here. Oh my goodness. Hey, he's got a head full of sense, but he's rougher than a nightingale. He'll beat you to death, them big paws. Here he comes, the big long stick.
Oh
He's
yeah.
trying to get in the kennel door with about a stick about 6 feet long. I said, son, that ain't gonna work.
Ball ain't he?
He's fun. He's got a big ball mouth, and he's just like his daddy, rough.
Good.
Big old paws on him. You talk, uh, but I had Jackie killed that possum down here the other morning, and it been something getting around them dogs. The kennel and Rick Penny had it treed. I went out there 2 or 3 times. I couldn't find it, shoot it out. Well, I went down there, and I always feed Jackie on top of her dog house. She likes to eat on top of her house. And I seen a big black furry critter. I said, oh man, she's killed a skunk. But it was a black possum. It didn't have no white, so what? None on it. That's about the, and I don't know why, but you coon hunt. Me and a guy run a possum one night, a black one, just like that. He run over 300 yards before them dogs treated. They run a sight race with it. Something about them jet black possums, they're runners.
I ain't never
You
seen a
just
jet
know
black
you're
possum.
running. Well, I've seen a few, but they don't get as big as them big white ones. But you talk about moving, son. They're like a dragster. They're gone. You'd swear they's run the coon. I mean, you'd bet everything you own, but because the old possum, they ain't big as your hat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When will you get back to the woods coon hunting, Robin?
Well, it opens up last Saturday, I think, in September, killing season. We've got so many yellow jackets up here now. They've worked me to death to work these yellow jackets. I got to kill 2 nests tomorrow. They're in the ground up here everywhere.
That's terrible.
Well, they opened our season. See, West Tennessee's coon season's open now. Ours don't open until last of September, but theirs opens in June or July. And they opened ours up. Me and the guy was hunting. I had original mountain cur puppy. She's about 9 months old. And they was this yellow jacket stung me on the finger, and I hollered yellow jacket. And they stung her so bad she laid down. I thought we was going to have to pack her to the truck.
Oh man.
Hey, them yellow jackets could kill you.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. Us trying to hunt some right now is the dog getting on a tree and getting in some yellow jackets or something.
Oh, and they're bad news, man. I'm telling you, I ain't got that bee suit in the truck. Guy I work with, he likes to try to outsmart them yellow jackets. I went to the office, and Mike, my boss, said, look at Mike's face. Looked like he had Botox.
Oh, Lord.
Son, they stung the crap out of him. He knows better than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to outsmart a yellow jacket. Them things are crazy.
Yeah.
I put that suit on, wade right in there, son, and kill him. I got stung in the throat last year with one. They thought they was going to have to call the rescue squad. I didn't have no Benadryl in my truck. My regular work truck was broke. But I took some Benadryl. Benadryl, I can take a pack of it. It don't make me sleepy.
Yeah.
A lot of people it does, you know.
Stuff will knock me out. About 2 of them.
Most people it does. It jacks me up. Yeah.
Well, boys, we've been going about an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
How many people did you have in here?
I had 10. I had 10 at one point watching us, and I had some people asking some questions. I had somebody ask, says, who's running Dexter blood? Y'all ever heard of that?
Yeah. That's Eddie O'Deal, stock of dogs.
Okay. Somebody just called me sir. I don't know who that is, but they asked about the Dexter blood.
I'd say you just need to contact that. I forget what that guy's name is. He's got a Facebook group. He lives in West Kentucky, but that dog's out of Cool Whip. Eddie lost Cool Whip last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed away. See, he had a little bit of bird dog in him. Cool, it did.
You're hearing about a lot of the older dogs that started passing away recently.
Oh,
Some of
yeah.
the
They
some
get
of the big
old
name
quick,
dogs.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So,
my old lady dog, she lived to be 17 years old. She died right here on my living room floor. Yeah.
How old is Cotton right now?
Cotton's about 7.5. She thinks she's 2, though. She's a little pudgy right now. Cotton don't get fat, but that dog can gain. These women, I tell these women customers, mine, I always get on these crash diets. I said, I've got a dog. She can lose and gain weight quicker than anything you ever seen. 2 days, I'm telling you. Because when you take Cotton out of town, Tim, she won't eat.
Right.
She's got one thing on her mind. She won't eat a bite. I've tried to bait her up with everything. Well, she's got one thing on her mind when you put her in that truck. Now, around here, I don't have no problem because she knows she's coming home. She's up LBL. You can try to feed her. She turn her nose up and walk off. She won't eat.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. She's like that.
no.
Which Bella's about like her too.
Yeah,
Bella, I see 50% Jack and Bella and 50% Cotton. She wasn't no happy camper yesterday. She bit me, but she didn't mean to. You know, she was a hurting. You know,
yeah.
Mhm.
never been bred. Mark said it'd be better tomorrow. I said, well, I'm gonna try to breed her one more time tomorrow at least.
Right.
I told him I was gonna get me a set of welding gloves tomorrow. You know?
Make sure she doesn't do it again.
I've had my tetanus shot. My hands has been bit by coons, dogs fight coons, breaking up dog fights and everything. I'm a diabetic anyway, so I don't need to be bit none. But you never know what you got. I've got some situations with these dogs trying to get. See, they're afraid when you first. They're afraid. They don't know what exactly is going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway. Well,
Yeah.
it's good chatting with you guys. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get together and go on the hunt, see your
Oh,
dog go.
yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got a place to stay here at Bay. You could stay with Tim. We'll for sure load it up and we'll make it happen this year. So,
I come down there and we met our Albert and his buddy's camp. I'd like to do that again, Tim.
yeah.
I'm gonna line up you know me. I'm gonna line up some hunts when deer season's
Well,
over.
that boy's got a bad pig problem down there, don't he?
Yeah, they went
God, I
right up.
kept seeing them pig dogs going up down the road. I said,
Yeah.
I never seen like a hog dogs in my life.
Yeah, every truck had them. That was the day that Rosie got after the hogs, and you were down there with
Yeah,
her.
him and Jack jumped that pig down there. Me and that guy was down there.
Yeah, and Rosie took off, boy. Did she chase
Her
them?
and Jack both come back. And Jack come back to treat a squirrel and I killed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jack probably never seen a pig before.
Yeah, they wanted to get. Hell, Rosie probably.
My God, if you'd have seen that day Cotton had that pig up there at LBL, I told Alan, I said, they've caught a pig. I never heard such screaming in my life.
Yeah.
And Cotton come out there with a pig skin, and Elsa was a screaming at her, the top of her lungs. And I mean, she could bust your head and she barks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was some deer hunter shot a pig and they found the skin. They didn't care.
Oh.
I don't know what they're going to do if they get in some pigs.
They probably gonna get hurt, cut.
Yeah.
They too.
Well, tell you this guy I used to hunt with, he went down. If you either, I know you've never been to Jamestown, have you? Where they have the original mountain cur hunts.
No, I ain't either.
Well, anyway, that's where they have them, and I used to go down there all the time. But there's a lot of pigs down there now. Guy I know went there and took his dog. She was out of my stock of dogs. She took out our barking. That wasn't like Wendy open on the track. Dog said she come back carrying a pig. She caught one. So you never know.
I've had a bear.
Nothing. Huh?
I had a bear get after one of my curs at one point, but I don't have problems with pigs around where I'm at. So.
Oh, you got bear too?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, they're around here everywhere. I got a buddy of mine. He had 8 in his yard the other.
Good Lord.
The night I had Jamie's dog, Friday night, I took him back because I couldn't do nothing by myself. And he said, just bring him on back. He said, I've got a bear in my yard now, and he's got all them Walker hounds. When I pulled in his driveway, you couldn't hear nothing. Them hounds seen that bear out there. He's trying to get in his trash.
Yeah.
We got bear around here everywhere.
They didn't even care that the dogs was there.
Well, the guy took her out there, and we worked with her and got her bred yesterday. He actually sold all of his good dogs. And I told Tim he's wanting to come up here and go bear hunt. But James Babb, his group last year killed 62.
Bears?
Yes, they killed 2 over 600 pounds.
With running dogs or still hunting?
Yeah, hounds, yeah.
Oh, my.
He hunted half Walker, half English. That was his stock of dogs. I just cannot believe James is. He has a little boy now, and I met that little boy the first time yesterday. He's about 2.5, 3 years old. And he's got him 2 squirrel dog pups now, you know. But you think, now it takes an army of men to kill 62 bear in one season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Them
2, they killed them 2, one at the bottom of a big waterfall. Wesley killed it. Well, you know, them things take you to the roughest falls, cliffs they are, you know.
Mm-hmm. Heck, I'd like to ride up there and do that.
I've never had one of these white dogs to get after a bear. But now Rick and Penny down here treed one night. I couldn't figure out what's going on. Well, the bear had been up the tree. Then Alan got over and the cows got after him. You talk about a big old guy moving. He was moving. Them cows got after him. He was trying to get across the fence. He said, what's going on up here? I said, they got after a bear. And come to find out, he was bear crap around there. Them guys been feeding them. Them bear hunters been throwing out them honey buns.
Yeah.
Them donuts. I didn't know it, or I wouldn't have turned loose there, you know. Yeah, we had a bear race and just about got a man killed by a stampede. Yeah.
Like
but anyway.
Yeah, let's put it into this thing. Like I said, guys, I appreciate y'all jumping on and
Yes,
doing this live with me. So hopefully we'll get together and do some hunting this year and get together and do us another live. So
we might come in here and do another little chat. I've got all kinds of stories.
Oh yeah, anytime you want to, you just let me know and we'll do it again, buddy.
All right, see you.
So all right, boys, I appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.
All right, bye.